When it comes to professional wrestling, if you are talking about it, we are talking about it. Welcome to the WrestleChat Podcast with the Ant-Man.
Here we are at the very first WrestleChat Podcast 2024. Happy New Year, y'all. I'm the Ant-Man. He is Michael Glavin. Welcome back. You made it. You made it to the new year. Congratulations. How are you?
It was a close call. 2023, it's ending with a bang, or ended with a bang, and we're in a new year. New me.
Is it?
No.
Do you do resolutions?
I want to do resolutions, and I say to myself, I say, self, you should do a resolution. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You have a resolution of not making resolutions. I got it.
Boom.
That's exactly it.
That's it.
I do disciplines. I try to do a new discipline every year. That does always pay off. And sometimes it kind of filters in. I work through it, into the year. It's usually, I find if you start on January 1, it's over by January 5th.
Yep.
If you start working into it and make a plan to make it happen, it tends to work better. At least it does for me.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some wrestling. We are just a couple of weekends away from the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble wasn't always my favorite. It has, in probably the last 8 years, it has become, I think, one of my top two.
My first question is, what's wrong with you? Royal Rumble has always been my favorite.
Has it really?
When the network came out, was like the best thing for me ever, because I went back, started in the mid 90s, and would just watch every Royal Rumble and just loop. When you go earlier than that, they're not as interesting.
No,
in
big
my
guys
opinion.
floundering around in a ring.
Yeah,
and that's really what it became for me, and where I pretty much put WrestleMania and SummerSlam almost 1A and 1B. At least they were for me, and then Royal Rumble was 3. But man, I think that this is definitely jumped. Maybe there's a 1C. If there is, then Royal Rumble is that for me. And we're a couple of weeks away from that, and that really kicks off WrestleMania season. So here, the very first episode of 2024, we're going to make some predictions, but we're going to have some fun with it on booking WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, and we're going to do it with, well, you've heard people say when something happens, man, I didn't have that on my bingo card. Well, we're actually going to create our own WrestleMania bingo cards. So anything that surrounds WrestleMania, that week and weekend, and maybe even the Monday afterwards, any time around WrestleMania can be included in our WrestleMania bingo cards. So we're going to place our predictions on cards, and then, come the week of and through WrestleMania, we'll kind of see how we do. And we'll even post a blank bingo card if you'd like to play along with us up at WrestleChatPodcast.com. Go there and you can check that out. There's a link. Download yours, make your own, submit it. Maybe we'll give away something cool. We haven't figured that out yet. We're only in the first week of 2024, and that was not a resolution. So we don't actually have that ready yet, but we have plenty of time. So let's jump into it. Of course, you have BINGO across the top. We're going to fill in our squares and go down the columns. So start with B, and we'll do all of those. I, so forth and so on, and we'll go back and forth and give you our predictions. Some will be fun. Some will be serious. Some will be super specific. Some will be, man, some big things are going to have to move to make some of these happen. But that's what they are. They're fun, and they're predictions. So we're going to start right there in the first top left square. It'd be the first square of B. Mine is going to be Punk headlines night number 1 against Seth Rollins. I mean, I think we saw that there's going to be, some battles with these two. Is it going to happen before? Sure, it probably could. It's not going to happen on a Monday. That's for sure. I don't think Punk is wrestling on TV at all until the Royal Rumble. But, are we going to see something, that pay-per-view afterwards? What Elimination Chamber? Maybe we see it at that. I think they'll hold off on them actually meeting face-to-face until the main event of night number 1 of WrestleMania. Top left square, Michael, B1, what do you got?
I am going to go with Michael Cole says, "Ooh. Oh my!"
You're going to have to put a number to it. Him just saying it is not a prediction. Is it 15 to 30 times?
We need to have some low-hanging fruit. So let's say 3 times. 3 times over WrestleMania weekend.
Man, that's still almost another free space.
You want to up it a little more?
You could yeah, it's yours. That's good. That's good. That's easy. I got that. That makes sense. And that's almost like putting JR is going to say, by God.
Yeah. Yeah.
At some point.
You got to give away a couple. It's a big bingo card.
That's true.
You gotta throw a couple in there.
That's a good one. All right. My second square in the B column. We're in Philadelphia, right? Mm-hmm. Philadelphia, the home of ECW. I predict we're going to get an ECW hardcore match at WrestleMania 40.
Wow. Okay.
Who's in it? I don't know. I'm just saying, and it's going to be a WWE hardcore match, let's be honest, and
so
that means there's no blood.
Sticks.
It's just kendo sticks and a table. Just one table, though. But they're going to call something an ECW commemorative hardcore match of some kind at WrestleMania 40.
The Andre the Giant ECW Memorial Hardcore match.
I think it's got to be a Sabu. You got to throw somebody that's an ECW original in there. It could be a Sabu, hardcore match. That could be that.
Be fun.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, square number 2 and B. What do you got?
All right, B2 for me. This one. It's been teased for multiple years now. I'm going to say for square B2 that Batista, B for Batista, will go into the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, good pick. Why are you thinking that?
Well, he was supposed to.
Didn't he turn it down?
No, he didn't turn it down.
He didn't? Okay.
What happened was he was going to go in, I believe, 2020. And his schedule worked out to be able to do that, to take some time away, do the whole thing. And then I think after that, they tried the next year, filming, scheduling conflict. Yeah. I'm not sure if they tried in 2022 because I think was that Taker? I don't remember.
I'd have to go back and I don't remember.
Taker was somewhere in there.
I think it sounds right. Yeah.
And then 2023 didn't happen. So 2024, 4 years removed, maybe we'll get Batista into the Hall of Fame, rightfully so.
All right. Good pick. That's our first Hall of Fame prediction in our WrestleMania bingo card here. All right. My third square. Gunther defends the Intercontinental title against Brock Lesnar. I think we're going to get Gunther.
Oh, God,
Brock
I hope
Lesnar.
so.
I hope so, too, man. I mean, who's left for Gunther? That's what I think about. It's like with the way he's been performing, the dominance that he's had, who else could come in and actually be a real challenge for the IC title? I don't think there's anybody better. There might be some other speculations. I'm just going to say right now it's Brock Lesnar. All right, we're on square number 3 under B for you, Michael. What do you got?
Okay. I am going to stick with that Brock Lesnar Gunther theme, and I'm going to say that Brock Lesnar will do at least 6 German suplexes.
On Gunther?
On Gunther.
Well, that'd be the first time that's ever happened.
Now, here's the thing. I'm leaving it just at 6 German suplexes because he's going to face somebody. So, but right now, we'll assume that it's Gunther, but 6 German suplexes from Brock Lesnar.
Okay, that's a good one. And I like these specifics on that. Mm-hmm. We are on square number 4 under the B column of our WrestleChat WrestleMania bingo card here. Rhea versus Jade Cargill. It's going to be Jade's first match, and it's going to happen at WrestleMania, and it's going to be for the Women's World title. I kind of see Rhea in that same boat as Gunther. Who's next for Rhea? I mean, yes, you could have gone back to Charlotte, but Charlotte's going to be out for a long time after the knee injury. So really, who's left? Who do you have that goes, this person is a credible threat to Rhea's title reign? And I think the person that I look at and see is Jade Cargill. Is she ready? I don't know. We've seen some footage of her in training, and man, she looks good. Is she a threat yet? Do you save that for later? Possibly, but it's in my square here on square number 5 under B.
Okay. Square number 5 for me. I'm going to jump to a little bit of Logan Paul action, and I'm going to say that we will see a Prime energy drink featured during the WrestleMania broadcast.
You have like 3 free squares, I think, so far. But those are good. You get to pick them. That's good. Yes, I think so. Will it be Glowberry Prime? Not sponsored, but happily open for Prime to sponsor this podcast. Logan Paul, Prime, we're available, and we genuinely enjoy the drink. Will it be Glow Prime, or is it going to be one of the new ones? That would be a great place to put a new one.
Yeah, that would be great.
A WrestleMania Prime drink?
Yep.
I'm all about that.
Great.
All right, square number 5, under B. We know that he just wrapped up in AEW. In fact, Tony Khan said so. Andrade returns to lead the LWO.
Ooh.
I see Andrade. I think everybody assumes that he really is coming back home. He's coming back to the WWE. And what would he do? Man, I think he'd be a great leader for the LWO, especially in Ray's absence.
Yeah.
I think that could, and plus he looks like a leader. He acts like a leader, and put him with the LWO, and I think you elevate that group to the next level. Yeah. We're on square number 5, Michael. What are you dropping in there?
Square number 5. Let's go with one. Let's go with Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah. Is going to win gold at WrestleMania.
Any gold? Not predicting which one. Just
not predicting which one. If I had to say specifically,
you don't have to.
Well, as a subtext, as a optional subtext, I would say that it's going to be the United States Championship.
United States Championship. Okay, cool. And we could have some of the same ones, just on different squares. I mean. Sure. Some people have B4 and some people have 4 in another spot. So that could in a normal bingo game. So we'll see if that doesn't pop up a little bit later on my card. It may not. Before we move on to the I-column, I want to remind you guys that you can follow us on Instagram. It's at WrestleChat Podcast on Instagram. We'll post both of ours up there. You can let us know what you think about ours, and then you can go download your own, just a PDF bingo card, WrestleChat bingo card for WrestleMania, and fill out your own. Then submit it back to us, and we'll do a drawing out of all of them just for submitting for something fun later on. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a Funko Pop, or maybe we'll do a belt. I don't know. We'll do something fun. But you can check out our Instagram at WrestleChat Podcast on Instagram. You can check out our website at WrestleChatPodcast.com. Moving on with our predictions, we are under the column I. So we're on I. So we're in Philadelphia for WrestleMania 40. And I looked this up, and there are actually a lot of celebrities that were born in Philadelphia. So I'm going to feature a couple of those in some of my squares here, starting with this one. We always need somebody at the top of the show to sing God Bless America, and we're going to go with Philadelphia native Pink to kick off night number 1, singing God Bless America at WrestleMania 40 in her hometown. I think it could be pretty cool to see Pink doing that, especially if she flies. I know that she flies all over the place when she's doing her concerts. I wonder if she could do it at WrestleMania. That'd be the place to do it. So that's my first square under I. Michael, what do you got, bud?
I am going to go with a slightly more specific prediction, and I'm going to say that Otis will do the worm at some point during WrestleMania weekend.
It's slowly starting to become the snail. Have you noticed?
Yeah, really slowly. Sidebar. I was texting you the other day telling you to watch an older network show, Breaking Ground, on Peacock.
Yes.
And Otis is very early in his career. In that show, he looks very different.
Does he?
Yeah, so there's your challenge to go watch the show.
This way or this way?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay. So I have to go check it out. Got it. All right. There's square number 1. Square number 2 for me under I is going to the Hall of Fame. And this one I think a lot of people see coming. It'll be the headliner, I believe, this year at the WWE Hall of Fame. And that's Bray Wyatt. Who inducts him? Undertaker?
I think that's tough. I think there's a lot of people who have directly been touched or influenced or different things. There are so many, I could not even begin to speculate who would do something like that. I know him and Taker had a lot of great conversations as in terms of a lot of day-to-day rub. I don't know. But to that point, I hope that happens because it's deserved and not to be all somber, but it's unfortunate that we have to be in the position to consider such a thing. So
I know, especially posthumously.
Yeah.
I hate that. Of course, we all saw a career that was headed that way at some point anyway. Hate that, honestly, that it really has to be now. And I think it is timely, and it would honor him now. So it'd be great to see Bray Wyatt honored as the headliner for the WWE Hall of Fame this year. We're on square number 2, Michael, under I. What do you got?
I am going to do something a little more silly, and I'm going to say that there will be
sillier than the worm?
I'm going to say that there will be a WrestleMania entrance that involves a vehicle.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we absolutely. You any particular one or just in general?
I'm leaning toward SUV. It's going to be general. Okay, now let me be clear. No motorcycles, no dune buggies, Triple H. Okay? It's got to be an actual
no doom.
Like a vehicle that can be licensed to drive on the road.
Okay. If I just had to, if I had to lean one way or the other, I would say a lowrider for LWO.
That would be very cool.
That could be fun too. But you're just saying vehicle in general. All right. We are on square number 3 under I. WrestleMania weekend. We find out where Raw is going. They're going to save it until bless you.
Thank you.
They're going to save it until WrestleMania weekend. They're going to speculate all the way up for the next couple of months. That weekend, we will find out where Raw will go in October this year. Of course, we don't know if it's going to stay on USA. It could move to another one. It could be streaming only, but we'll find out who wins the rights for WWE Raw on WrestleMania weekend. Now, that is square number 3 under I on our bingo card. What do you got, Michael?
Okay. I am going to say, this is one that we're going to have some overlap, but I'm going to say that we are going to see CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania.
I like that. You saying night 1 or night 2?
It'll be night 1.
Yeah, it has to be.
It'll be night 1.
It has to be. Which, Punk, just so you know, that means you're the semi-main event. I'm just saying. Man.
Rub it in, man.
I know,
Sidebar.
right? I know, right?
What are the odds? No one could have seen this year coming.
Dude.
What are the odds that CM Punk comes back and then, like a month later, Dwayne kicks down the door again?
Yep.
And it's like, is that something that like Triple H had to say to him? Okay, look, man, we'd love to have you back. I want to put you in a main event. I need to tell you something. Dwayne's coming back.
You got to. I mean, you got to let that guy know because the top is blowing off his head if you don't, right? Yeah. You have to. All right. Speaking of Rock, my square 4 is so we kind of see the direction. A lot of people are speculating that Rock Roman or head of the table is going to happen in Perth, Australia at Elimination Chamber. I don't think you put that match. There's no way he's coming back to go to Australia.
Here's the only catch. Here's the only catch. I think there's a match that could happen there, but I actually think that Elimination Chamber is the setup for Mania. In that, I think unless they just start it way early and do a 3-month build, I wonder if there's a chance that The Rock costs Roman Reigns the title at Elimination Chamber, and then that sets up their match at Mania. I don't know.
I agree with you. I don't know about that, but I agree with you on a setup that could happen there to lead to this one. Rock, Roman, Cody will be a triple threat for the Universal title at WrestleMania 40. I don't think Cody's not in it, and we know Rock is going to be in it. So the only way you get those two and be going for the title is a triple threat match. That can create a whole nother story. That's my prediction in square number 4 under I. Okay. Michael, what do you got here?
Okay. I am going to say that at WrestleMania, few non-specifics here, that we will see a new Universal Champion at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think so too. I do. And I don't think it goes back to our conversation that we've had, I think last week, probably the week before, and some other times before then, is I think you're seeing the attrition happen with fans when it comes to Roman carrying that title and why we should care anymore. Yep. Is there a reason that we should care about this? The longer it goes, the less the interest is in it. Yep. And I don't think that him beating Hulk Hogan means anything by that time, 2027 or whatever it is by that time. All right, let's throw one more in here before we have to take a break. It is the last square under I of bingo. And we know that Finn Balor and Damian Priest are the tag champs. I think before then, we're going to see a reuniting of the Usos to take on.
And it feels so good.
Usos reunite to take on Finn and Damian for the tag titles at WrestleMania 40.
That's interesting.
We shall see.
Well, I'll throw for my next square. I will throw it in there. I am going to say, to counter that I actually think it will be Jay versus Jimmy for a brother versus brother match at WrestleMania.
I like that. Great pick. Yep. I didn't even think about that one. That could be really good.
It's already there. Really good. It's already there.
There's already a feud between those twins. And that could be fun at WrestleMania 40. All right, we'll think these over. We're going to take a quick break, take a swig of Prime, not sponsored, and come back with some more here on the WrestleChat Podcast. Hey, I got a question for you. Is one of your New Year resolutions to travel more in 2024? I want to see if we can't help you out with that. That's by hooking you up with my exclusive offer from the Chase Southwest Visa. Sign up over at WrestleChatPodcast.com/sponsors, and you can earn 50,000 points. That's enough in most instances for 2 round-trip tickets. That could cover your airfare to the Royal Rumble or maybe WrestleMania 40 or many other premium live events all over the U.S. Or maybe you even have a dream of going to Hawaii. It could cover that too. Plus, you earn more points with every dollar you spend on your Chase Southwest Visa. Some restrictions apply. You can get all the details, though, over at WrestleChatPodcast.com/sponsors. Earn 50,000 points today and check travel off your bucket list in 2024. That's WrestleChatPodcast.com/sponsors. We are making predictions on matches, happenings, incidents, title changes, returns, things that may happen at WrestleMania 40. It is our WrestleChat WrestleMania Bingo Card. Throwing our predictions up on a bingo card, and we'll load those up on our Instagram at WrestleChat Podcast. You can check them out there. You can also download your own bingo card, fill it out, submit it back to us for your chance to win something cool. We don't know what it is yet. It'll be fun, though. We do know that. We gave away SummerSlam tickets. Come on. We can do something cool for this. All right, we are on N. The letter N in that column. There are only 4 spaces here because the center one is free. Or if you're Michael, you already have 5 free spaces with predictions he's made. I am right here at the top of N, square number 1. A different prediction. I gave a prediction about Punk earlier that was completely different than this one. So just kind of maybe helps spread the opportunity to cross off a space or what do you use, that ink dauber on this space. Punk versus Stone Cold. We're going to get it at WrestleMania 40.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. If it doesn't happen at 40, I think we've got to see that sometime in the next year to 2 years for it to really, really matter. Yep. I mean, he's back and Stone Cold feels good and wants to go again. So let's make this happen sooner than later. I put it in here as a prediction. Square number 1 under N on our bingo card. Michael, what's yours?
I am going to go with a slightly specific, non-specific one, and I'm going to say that sometime, don't laugh at me, over WrestleMania weekend, we are going to see a ref bump.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
What,
and
what do you mean 100%? Ref bumps are not that 100% that's
happened. Yeah, it has to. 2 nights of WrestleMania, it's got to happen. Those guys flying around. I'll go one further. It's not an official square. It'll happen in the Usos brother versus brother match. Again, it doesn't matter. It's not on the card. I like that. Another free space for you.
Stop.
Square number 2. Square number 2 under N. It's one you had earlier. LA Knight, taking on Logan Paul for the U.S. title at WrestleMania 40.
Yep.
WrestleMania 40. And I think that LA Knight, I don't have this as a prerequisite to fill this space in, but I think that LA Knight wins it, takes home the title from Paul, and Logan will have that up until WrestleMania, which will give him a good run with the U.S. title.
Yep.
All right, what do you got?
Let's see. I am going to say for space number 2 in N that Rhea Ripley will retain her championship.
Okay. And I love that because we talked about it before, that Rhea having a run as like a longest run, something similar, not as long and definitely with way more title defenses than Roman Reigns, but her having one makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
She is very dominant. All right, we have a free space there in the middle, so we're going to move on to square number 4. Under N, a title defended and retained at WrestleMania will be lost at the Raw after Mania.
Say that again. Say it again.
So there'll be a title that is defended. I'm not saying which one, just any of them.
Okay.
A title defended at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And retained at WrestleMania will then be lost on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Let's shrink down that font to get it in that box, buddy.
I did. Actually, I'll tell you how a title defended and retained at WrestleMania, lost at Raw.
There you go.
Yeah, so it fits in there. That is square number 4 for me. What do you got?
Okay. I'm going to do a contradictory box based on my own card. And I'm going to say for N4 that Roman Reigns will retain the Universal Championship.
Covering your bases.
Covering my bases.
God, that's so smart. We've heard for square number 5, we've heard rumors about both of these ladies. We've heard that one this week we've heard is coming or is planning on coming back to WWE. The other one we've heard about talks have just completely gone away from WWE and expected to show up in AEW. Talking about Naomi and Sasha. But what about those two ladies? Naomi and Sasha reunite to win the women's tag titles back at WrestleMania 40. The ones that they left on the desk when they walked out, they come back and get at WrestleMania 40. It's ones they never lost.
Interesting.
Could be fun.
Very interesting.
Could be fun.
All right. For N5, for me, we're going to revisit Mr. Michael Cole. And this one is more specific. Okay. He's going to say, wait a minute. And it's very specific because it's not just saying, wait a minute. It's his back-to-back, wait a minutes. And he's got that very Michael Cole way of saying it. So I'm going to say that for space number 5 in the N category, it's going to be, wait a minute. Michael Cole.
You're going to have to stay sober while watching WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
To be able to keep up with all those.
Yeah.
Because they'll go by really quick if you're not paying that close of attention.
I'm just going to sit there with my stamper.
We're going to move over to G. Square number 1. A bingo across the top. We're doing the column of G. Number 1. I'm going to say that Alexa Bliss returns to WWE at WrestleMania 40 to face Io Sky for the women's title.
Very cool.
It'd be good. I'm ready for. I mean, she's a brand new mom, so take as much time as you would like. But it'd be cool to see Alexa Bliss back in WWE. Miss her.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you got?
G1 for old Mikey Fresh. We're gonna go with Roman Reigns' entrance will take longer than 8 minutes.
Oh, that is a great one. I think 8 minutes is the short ramp on Raw.
No.
Has to be.
I checked into this, and one of the more recent pay-per-views that had a longer ramp. And just to be clear, this is from the moment his music starts.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Lord of the Rings or whatever it is. And then from the time his music literally stops in the arena. This is not when he gets in the ring, not when he raises his arm, blah, 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 blah. This is music start to music end. In a recent pay-per-view, he clocked in at 6.5 to 7 minutes.
Wow.
So I'm adding another minute for that ramp walk.
Okay.
But 8 minutes is also a long time.
Yes, it is.
So I was afraid to go more than that just because surely not, right?
We gave all of our predictions under the column N and did our first square of G in under 8 minutes. And he still probably wouldn't be to the ring in his music hint by now. So you're okay. All right. That is very specific and a very good one.
Yep.
Very good one. I like that one, Michael. All right. I'm going to go with square number 2 under G. And I'm going to say that current GM of SmackDown, Nick Aldis, returns to the ring in a wrestling capacity at WrestleMania 40. Ooh. Maybe in the moment. Maybe a match made in the moment, maybe something that happens that causes it the night before. You know, we've got SmackDown leading into WrestleMania. Maybe something that happens there, but at one point or another in the 2 nights of WrestleMania, we see Nick Aldis in a WWE ring at WrestleMania 40 wrestling. And so that was my square number 2 under G. What do you got there?
Okay. Square number 2. Under G,
square number 2.
I'm going to go with a Money in the Bank cash-in.
Yes.
As unlikely as that is, I'm going to throw that in there.
Very nice. We're at square number 3. Square number 3 under G. I've had Punk on here a couple of times. I'm going to put him in one more time. Something specific here. Punk wins the world title from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. Night number 1, main event. There's my prediction for square number 3. What do you got?
G3 for me. We are going to see a John Cena appearance or match.
I almost said something with John Cena. We had so much of him, though, unexpectedly and very pleasantly had John Cena for a while that I thought he might not be on. So that's why I didn't put it in mind. But I do like that prediction. Is it going to be a rematch with Austin Theory?
I don't know. There's some scuttlebutt out there that Solo and Cena might work again. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I heard, Randy's not been back super long now, but would be cool. One thing I read was Randy versus Cena in a career versus career match.
Ooh, I don't hate that at all.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate that at all. That could be really cool. All right, we are at square number 4 under G. And I'm going to lean into a sentimental favorite in the city of Philadelphia for a Hall of Fame induction. I'm going to go with Paul Heyman.
Oh, so good.
Paul Heyman goes into the WWE Hall of Fame, WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, the home of ECW. I wonder how much that's been talked about so far.
I don't know, but sidebar to endorse that pick. If you have not watched Paul Heyman's documentary made by WWE on Peacock, so good.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize the hustle and the grind that he did in the early days, even as a teenager. And some of the stories that he tells about him and Vince or him and Dusty or Vince Sr. or whatever, that guy has hustled since day one. And you gain so much more respect for him by learning about his life. So for anyone listening, if you haven't watched that, go check it out. The special is actually called Ladies and Gentlemen, My Name is Paul Heyman. So go check that out on Peacock.
Yeah. A few years old, but really, really good. All right. We're on square number 4 for you under G. What do you got?
Square number 4. I'm going to say that Dirty Dom is going to get booed by 80,000 people.
17 free squares for Michael. Here's another one. That's a great one. You're going to get bingo on free squares.
It's not like I'm going to win anything. Like, it's like, oh, well, I got the bingo, so I'm going to take the prize.
You could get a Funko Pop. Take your pick from the wall if you want.
I want the Ant-Man Funko Pop. Where's that?
It's over there. It's over there somewhere. Yeah, I've got another shelf of Funko Pops. They have nothing to do with wrestling over here. I've got the entire Friends cast. I've got Ted Lasso. I've got all of those. I've got also all of the ones from I've got the 4 main from The Office, and I've got all the ones from Yellowstone.
There you go.
So those are away from the wrestlers. I don't want them fighting,
Yeah.
All right, we are on square number 5 under G, and I'm going to say that. So earlier in this column, Punk wins the world title from Seth. The rest of that goes in square number 5, and Damian cashes in on Punk to win the world title at WrestleMania 40 in the main event of night number 1 after Punk wins it. It is Screw Punk night number 1 at WrestleMania 40. That's my prediction.
Okay.
This is a piss off Punk episode, I think is what it is. Like he's going to watch it. Come on. What do you got here?
G5 for me. I'm going to say that Gunther and whoever he faces at WrestleMania will deliver a minimum of 10 chops to that individual.
Count them. 1, 2, 3. Yep, absolutely. This is like 10 beats of the Bowery, except for the back, the other side of the hand.
Yep. But let me be clear. We're not talking about little slaps, little whatever.
Yeah.
I'm talking like
Gunther chops.
wind up Gunther chops. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you're listening and you're watching, you'll know a Gunther chop.
1,000%. Absolutely. Completely agree. All right. That does it for G. We have 1 column left before we do. Remember, you can fill out your own bingo card, submit it to us, and win something at WrestleMania. Not if you get them right, but make sure you let's have some fun. We'll read some of them back here, do some predictions from you guys here on the podcast. We'll share some of those if you submit them to us. So go download your free bingo card, your WrestleChat WrestleMania bingo card at WrestleChatPodcast.com. We'll load ours up there too, and you can see if there's any on there that you want to steal. All right, we're in our last column. We're in column O of bingo, and we're going to go down the list here. Philadelphia is where it's all going down. WrestleMania 40. Talked about some celebrities that are from Philadelphia. And you know how every year they have a celebrity kind of kick off. They kick off the show. It's a pre-recorded opening, and there's always somebody cool. Last year from LA, it was Kevin Hart, who's actually from Philadelphia. So you can't use Kevin Hart 2 years in a row. No, you got to go with Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon from Philadelphia will be the show open this year, WrestleMania 40.
I thought you were getting ready to make a Tom Hanks joke, but that's fine. It's fine. No big deal.
No Tom Hanks joke. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm getting down to the bottom of the barrel here. I'm going to take the first column that we're going to get a Pat McAfee appearance. Gotta have a Pat McAfee appearance.
Got to do it right after something low so it just pops the crowd up high.
Ba-ting.
Have to do that. It's always good. Always good. Square number 2, going back to the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to say that Earl Hebner becomes the first referee in the WWE Hall of Fame. It'd be cool to see Earl Hebner get back in the
Is he still refereeing somewhere?
I think he is. I think he is in TNA.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I may be wrong on that, but yeah, I do think that he's still doing that. Yeah, that's my square number 2. What do you got?
Awesome. Square number 2, I'm going to say that the Universal title match will have a minimum of 10 finishing maneuvers.
Is that kickouts? 10 kickouts?
No. I'm talking Superman punches, spears, rock bottoms, people's elbows.
Cody cutters.
Cody cutters.
Oh, that's in mine. I'm sorry. Okay. That's my triple threat. We'll have the Cody cutter in it.
Yeah. Either way, whoever is in that Universal title match, there will be, I'll put a caveat. I'll say 10 for a singles match and 13 for a triple threat.
Okay. 13 for a triple threat. Got it. We are on square number 3 of our last column. under O. And of course, Philadelphia, the home of ECW. You mentioned it earlier. We got the Andre Memorial Battle Royal that happens. I think that actually happens on SmackDown the night before now. I don't remember. And if they do it again, it'll be one place or the other, but they'll do it, right?
Yep.
I say that we see ECW originals, Bubba Ray and Devon, in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The
Sabu Memorial hardcore.
Matt, you could do that, yeah.
Chair shot battle royal.
Don't give them any ideas. Chair shot battle royal. That's all it is. That's square number 3 for you under O. What do you got?
Square number 3, I am going to say that we are going to see some type of significant heel turn from a very, very clean babyface.
Interesting.
Somebody will go rogue.
Nobody specific.
Nobody specific. I don't have anybody in mind, but
okay.
But yeah, a big heel turn will happen.
2 more squares to finish out our bingo cards. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Remember, you can download your own bingo card, fill it out, submit it to us to win something. We don't know what, but we'll figure something out.
It'll just be an IOU,
and it doesn't even have to be right. Exactly. You get an IOU at some point. You get something. We'll try to be better than that at some point. Not now, though. We're square number 4. I'm going to say that somebody that's been rumored to leave AEW and come back to WWE at some point is Malachi Black. And he returns to become the new leader of the Judgment Day.
Interesting.
Malachi Black. We get him back. Square 4. What do you got?
Square 4, I am going to say that we are going to see new tag team champions at WrestleMania.
I like that. Have you heard that there's a rumor that they're going to split those back apart again?
I have heard that.
Do you like that?
I'm not sure yet. A lot of that answer for me is going to depend on how the titles look.
Well, if it's just the ones they have, I mean, if you care about those, but honestly, I'd rather go the opposite direction. Keep them. There's only one set, and get rid of them carrying 2 sets of titles. Do one pair of titles, brand new ones, and they are the tag champs. They defend them wherever.
Yeah, it's tough. Tag teams are a little bit more difficult. I think they should probably stay one, get some new straps that are not pressed nickels, and
put them on a railroad track, flatten them out,
get some actually nice looking gold titles, and because like they'll even refer to it like tag team champs will be like, we got the gold, and I'm like, no, you don't.
No, you got some copper wire somebody stole off an air conditioner is what you got. They do need to look better. That's for sure. We've got one more square. And I'm going to round this one out, and I feel like that I need to play a little bit of Boomer Sooner right here, but I don't know if we'll get flagged. I'll play one little clip. Here it is. Okay, that's all I can do. So we don't get the copyright on it. But you have to play that when you say good old JR Jim Ross, and I think that JR returns to WWE, calls the main event of both nights of WrestleMania 40. Wow. The iconic voice of JR doing the main events. I mean, he can be in there with Michael Cole and Baron Corbin or whoever else, but give JR the shine there at WrestleMania 40. I think that'd be really cool.
Yep.
Okay. One more square.
Let's do something a little obscure. I think that WrestleMania weekend, we will see 4 separate instances of chairs being used as a weapon. Now, these are not chair hits. These are 4 unique situations of chairs being used throughout the weekend.
So we're going back to the ECW hardcore matches.
I'm just saying.
We're going to that. There it is. Those are our bingo cards. How do yours stack up? Go grab one, fill it out, submit it to us. We'll post ours, and you can compare, and we'll see as we move along. Man, I'm excited that we're only a couple of weeks away from the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be happening in Tampa, Florida, where they were stuck for several months in 2020, and now the roof, I assume, will be open, and we'll get a chance to see WrestleMania under the stars, and looking forward. Or WrestleMania, we get to see the Royal Rumble underneath the stars there in that dome. Could be a lot of fun coming up here in just a couple of weeks. I'm excited for that, and it really means that the pedals to the metal as we head into a WrestleMania season, Michael.
You know, it's just such, we've said it a million times. No one could have predicted the resurgence, and I do mean resurgence, of professional wrestling in the year of 2023. It is possibly the best time in professional wrestling ever. You've got just a packed house of WWE talent. You've got, what seems like unlimited cash flow with records being set left and right.
It's crazy.
To the point where, we talked about a few weeks ago, it's hard to even book WrestleMania from a fantasy standpoint, just because there are so many amazing options of what could happen. And so I would potentially say that WrestleMania 40 could be the biggest WrestleMania and factually the best WrestleMania in the history of the WWE. And man, we're entering just the greatest time of the year. It's Christmas version 2.
Yeah, I agree. And we thank you so much for hanging with us. And I hope you will. I hope you'll tell your friends about the WrestleChat podcast. You guys will hang out and join us here each and every week. We love hanging out and talking wrestling. We like to invite you to join in on the chat every week as well. So invite your friends to subscribe. You can find us on the free iHeartRadio app or wherever you love to listen to podcasts, or you can watch right here on the WrestleChat podcast channel on YouTube. Thank you guys for being here today. Michael, great to see you, and great to run over some predictions in a fun way here as we get ready to ramp up into WrestleMania season.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to win bingo.
All those free squares. We'll see you guys next week here on the WrestleChat podcast.